Hi everyone, my name is Stephanie Hansard and I want to welcome you to Social Behavioral Sciences 304 Research Methods. Today we're just going to go over the format of the course and the syllabus and get prepared to spend this semester together. So I'm going to go through a PowerPoint presentation which will kind of orient you to the class, and then we'll look at the Moodle page together. So today we're just going to kind of get the lay of the land and figure out what's going on with this course. So the first thing I want to tell you about is the course description. This course provides a working understanding of methods commonly used in social science research. This course is a little different from most of your courses because we're combining a number of different majors rather than just kind of sociology or political science or global comparative studies. But there's a lot of overlap in the kind of research methodology we use, and this will provide a foundation for all of those different techniques that you'll need to use to do your senior research. It says that students will gain hands-on experience by applying various methods through project-based learning. And that's really going to be the focus of our course, is really project-based learning. So everything you'll do except for exams in this course is going to be focused on getting you ready to do your senior research project. So you're going to do, we'll talk about that when we get to grading. So by the end of this course, you will be able to design a survey to address a specific research question, design and conduct in-depth interview research, conduct and interpret content analysis research, apply ethical considerations to research, and draw connections between social science research and theory. So, required readings. This is the textbook I want you to use. I've shown a picture of the cover. It's called The Art and Science of Social Research. I've listed the author as Boyle because Boyle is the alphabetically first author. The first author in terms of kind of authorship status is Deborah Carr. I want you to use the most recent edition of this textbook, and I think you'll find it really approachable. I chose it for a few reasons. First of all, it's very affordable compared to other research methods textbooks. Second, it really approaches the techniques you'll be using in ways that explain the foundations, but also give you a solid how-to. So I think you'll enjoy this textbook. There will be a couple of other assigned readings throughout the semester. They'll be on Moodle, and they'll be listed in order in the syllabus. So this course format is going to be a little different than what most of us have experienced before. It's certainly new for me. So this course is going to be entirely virtual and asynchronous. What I mean by that is all our course materials will take place online. So on Tuesdays, you'll generally watch a lecture video on Moodle and on YouTube. So you can watch it either place, but I'm going to post the video on Moodle. I also have a YouTube channel where I'll post the video, and I'll embed that link in Moodle as well. So you'll watch a lecture video on Tuesday, and I expect that readings that are listed for the week should be completed before you watch the lecture. So I'm going to cover the topic of the readings in the lecture, but the lecture will not review the readings necessarily. So you should have already done the readings and emailed me any questions you have or posted any questions you have on the discussion forum before you watch the lecture. Wednesday, you will have lab exercise work time, and lab exercises will be due. So we're treating Wednesday as a lab day, and the way I like to think of it is you have time set aside to work on the labs. Now, every time there's a lab due, I will post a video demonstrating how to do the lab or walking you through the lab exercise a week ahead of time. So you'll always have advance notice about how to do the labs and have plenty of time to get in touch with me to ask questions. Um, Thursdays we'll do reading discussion, and I have on my schedule to log in between 1 and or between 11 and 1 every Thursday afternoon to discuss the reading with you. And I'll be available via chat and email during those times. But I'll also reply along as people post in the discussion forums. So I'll be participating in those discussions with you. Um, Thursday is also the day of the week when any non-lab assignments are due. So your annotated bibliography, your literature review, and your exams will all be due on Thursdays. So how are you going to engage with me, and how am I going to engage with you during this semester if we're entirely online and we're not having class meetings at the same time? And the answer is, I want you to participate in discussion forums. You'll notice there's a discussion forum for each lecture and each reading discussion. But I also want you to schedule meetings with me. These meetings will be virtual unless you have a really compelling reason why you have to meet in person. But I want to schedule at least one meeting with each student at least once during the semester, ideally twice or 3 times. There are only 18 of you, so I really want to meet with each of you once, twice, or even more. I want to be able to help you through your assignments, and I want to be able to work with you on your project, since the whole point of this course is to get you ready to do senior research. So I hope you will use the meeting scheduling link on the Moodle page to make appointments with me regularly. So you're probably all wondering how this course will be graded. And the way we're going to grade this course, you'll have 2 exams. They're going to be non-cumulative, which means they'll only cover new material. So there's no real final for this course where you'll have a big test over everything you've learned. You'll just have like 2 unit tests. All of the exams will be multiple choice and short answer. They'll cover material from both readings and lectures, which will overlap a lot, but there may be some material that's only in the readings and some material that's only in the lectures. So you'll really need to keep up with both. Some of you in the pre-course survey expressed some anxiety about mathematical calculations on the exams. I want to encourage you that you'll be doing really minimal mathematical calculations. For example, I might ask you to calculate a percentage, but that's basically division. And there's no math in this class that you learned after the 5th grade. We'll be doing 5th grade math at the most. So please don't panic about mathematics in this class. You don't need to understand statistics. We'll talk about some statistics, but I'll explain them to you in the most broad strokes terms, and you don't have to calculate any statistical calculations for this class. The exams are going to be due on October 8th and November 5th. On those days, I will post a link to the exam early in the morning at like 6 a.m. and you will take it by 5 that evening. Since you know well ahead of time when those due dates are, I'm not going to be very flexible about them. You have plenty of time to let me know if you have an extenuating circumstance or if you can't take the test on those days for some reason. But I'm very unlikely to move the exam dates for any reason. Of course, it's a pandemic, anything could happen, but I don't expect that I'll move these exam dates. You will also complete an annotated bibliography. So, foreshadowing a little bit, your first lab assignment is going to be a topic proposal. And you will basically propose a topic that you think you might want to look into for your senior research. Now, there's no way I can hold you to that, right? There's no way I can grade you on whether or not you do your senior research on this project or on this topic. However, the more you can get done in this class toward your senior research, the easier next year will be. So I'm going to assign an annotated bibliography, which will be 10% of your course grade. And you will include in this annotated bibliography 10 academic resources relevant to your project topic. I'll expect you to write about half a page, typed, double-spaced, 12-point font per source. And I'll expect you to practice properly formatting your references. Those are really the only requirements. The goal of this annotated bibliography is to ultimately assist you in writing your literature review. It's basically a freebie grade to get you started writing your literature review, which is going to be the main final project for this course. Your literature review should be a thorough analysis of the academic literature on your project topic. In it, you should discuss the major themes in the literature related to your topic, the theoretical perspectives that are generally used to frame your topic. I'll ask you to discuss what questions the existing literature on your topic leaves unanswered, and how your proposed research will fit into the conversation about your topic. This literature review, which we're going to talk about many times throughout the semester, will be about 10 pages long. Again, typed, double-spaced, 12-point font, standard stuff. And you will properly format your reference list. This will be due November 19th, which is the last day that we will meet together. And it'll really be your final grade for the course. We're going to build up to it so carefully throughout the semester that this will really be no big deal. I think most people are going to enjoy writing it, and I don't think it will be very stressful for anybody. Most of your course grade is actually going to be lab exercises. So you're going to complete 6 lab exercises, and your lowest grade will be dropped. So a little word of caution about dropping your lowest grade. I do this because everybody has a weak area. We're going to be doing very different skills during these lab exercises, and everybody has things that are just not their strength. And I don't want to penalize your grade because you're better at some things than others. So your lowest grade will be dropped. A word of caution about that, though, some people see this and think, well, I just won't complete one lab exercise. And that's a fine approach if you make it to the 6th lab exercise and you're happy with your grade and your lowest grade is an A and you don't care about taking a 0. That's a fine approach. Do not do this on lab exercises 1 through 5. Because something will inevitably happen. You'll miss another lab exercise or do poorly on one, and then you'll be really upset, and there will be nothing I can do about it because you took a 0. So please don't take a 0 until the 6th exercise. Another little caveat is that I will not drop project 1 or assignment 1. The first lab exercise has to be completed because it is your topic proposal. So I will be grading that one no matter what. The good news there is that it's almost impossible to fail that one. So you should be really happy that I'll count that grade regardless. Your lab exercises will be completed independently. I will provide thorough instructions and demonstration videos on Moodle at least a week before the lab is due. Often even earlier than that. So, and of course, you will have plenty of time to look ahead at the lab exercises, ask questions, make appointments to get help. I want to encourage you to look ahead at the schedule of lab exercises in the syllabus and go ahead and schedule appointments ahead of the ones that look difficult to you. I've allotted 2 weeks for some of the exercises instead of 1 week because I think they'll be more difficult and require more time to complete. Please take advantage of those time windows. If I give you 2 weeks between labs, it's because I think that lab will take 2 weeks to complete properly. So please look ahead at the schedule, plan your work ahead of time, and plan to turn in each of those labs on time. Lab exercises will generally be due on Wednesdays, and see the syllabus for a list of due dates. So your participation grade is going to be based on your forum participation. So there are discussion forums for each lecture. And this is a really simple way to get participation points. Each Tuesday by 5 p.m., I will expect you to post one question or comment related to that week's lecture on the Moodle discussion forum. That's all you have to do, and it can be anything. It has to be relevant to the lecture, so it has to be like, I enjoyed learning about constructing a survey sample. Or it can be, I don't fully understand the difference between a population and a sample. But you can't just say, good job, fun lecture, right? You have to post something relevant. But as long as you post something on topic, you'll get participation points. It just lets me know that you watched the lecture and that you're engaged with the material. And it helps me get in touch with you and follow up if you're disengaged. Reading discussions. So this is really where most of your participation grade is going to come from. Each week, I will expect you to participate in the reading discussion forum, and you can do any three of the following things in any combination. I will be posting discussion questions each week, and you can respond to one of those. So my discussion questions are open-ended, so the answer will take the form of a few sentences. So you can write a few sentences in response to one of the reading discussion questions I've provided. You can ask a reading discussion question of your own. And when you respond to a reading discussion question or ask a reading discussion question of your own, I expect it to be open-ended like mine are. That means the answer can't be yes or no. The answer can't be a word or a number. The answer has to be an opinion, a thought, a follow-up question. The answer should take the form of one or more full sentences. Another thing you can do is respond in a conversational way to another student's question. That means no one-word answers, no yes or no, but you can respond in a way that sparks conversation to another student's question. And you can do any three of these. That means you can respond to two of the questions I provide and respond to another student's question. You can ask two reading discussion questions and respond to one of my questions. Any three of those things in any combination is okay. And these will be due by 5 p.m. on Thursdays. Now, I've specified 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's 5 p.m. Alabama time. So if you're doing this class remotely from a different time zone, I will be checking at 5 p.m. Central. And that's when I'll be assigning your grade. So please make sure you have a discussion question or, comment or your three requirements for reading discussion in by 5 p.m. Central. So that's it for grading. Please let me know if you have any questions. There will be a discussion forum on this lecture, so you can post follow-up questions. You can also email me with questions. And of course, I encourage you to go ahead and make an appointment just to say hello and get to know me a little bit. Course policies are pretty simple and straightforward. My excused absence and late work policy is a little more nebulous than usual. Usually my policy on excused absences and late work is just no. I just don't allow it. But things being what they are, I understand that everything is incredibly stressful right now. Many of us are trying to balance work, class, family responsibilities, health, logistics. Everything is really difficult. So I'm willing to accept late work or excuse class participation for all kinds of reasons. I want you to let me know within 7 calendar days, including weekends, if you've missed something and need to make it up. please notify me early when possible. So if you have to take an exam or turn in an assignment late, if I know ahead of time, I can extend the due date on the folder. I can give you a special link. I can do something that will be labor saving and will keep your work from getting misplaced. So notifying me early helps me to help you. Reasons I'm not going to excuse late work or participation include like poor planning. I've told you ahead of time when everything is due. So if you decide to schedule something optional during that time or on that day, I'm disinclined to help you. If you just forget a deadline or space on it, again, that doesn't really touch my heart and make me want to excuse you. Um, I could be persuaded, but I won't be very happy about it. However, really, like, I'm not going to ask for proof. I'm not going to ask for doctor's notes. I'm not going to ask, God forbid, for proof of a death in your family or anything like that. I'm just counting on you to be honest with me. I'm also counting on you to not take advantage of my flexibility. Please keep in mind that when you submit late work, it makes extra work for me. I've set aside specific blocks of time to grade your work and return it to you in a timely fashion and to keep my work from piling up on me. So when you submit work late, it makes extra work for me and it delays me getting you feedback on your work, which means your work will pile up on you. It's very difficult for you to know how you're doing on lab assignments if you turn them in late, and I haven't graded one before the next one is due. This makes your work harder. So please don't take advantage of my late work policy. Please try to turn everything in on time and let me know ahead of time if that's not possible for you. Accessibility. I am very enthusiastic about making this course as accessible as possible. Things I'm going to do to make the course as accessible as possible include posting all of my lecture slides in PowerPoint format as well as in a video format, so that you can listen with closed captions to my lecture, but you can also use screen reader software to look back through the slide itself. Everything I create, I will do my best to make it as accessible as possible. If you have a specific academic accommodation, please schedule a meeting with me right away. If you need special accommodations because of a disability or a learning difference, I need to know ahead of time because I've never accommodated learning differences in an online format before, and I may need to get creative. So please let me know as quickly as possible. Whether you have an accommodation or not, please let me know immediately if something I'm doing is not accessible to you. If there's something in the way I've designed this course that makes it harder for you to learn, please tell me. I'm not going to be like, well, you don't have an accommodation, so I don't care. I'm going to try my best to help everybody learn because that's my whole job. So please let me know as quickly as possible. And if you think you need an academic accommodation for this semester or ongoing, please speak to me right away. I'm happy to help you get in touch with Angie Smith, who is our Director of Accessibility. And I'm happy to do anything I can to help you through the process. Changes to the syllabus. We have no idea what's going to happen this semester, and changes to the syllabus may become necessary. If I have to change the syllabus, I will notify you of all changes before they take effect. I'll post all updates to Moodle immediately, and I can promise that changes will not work against you in any way. So things I will never do include like making a due date earlier or adding an additional assignment or changing the way the course is graded. I won't do things like that to you. Changes I may make include adding extra credit, moving a due date later, adding one reading and taking away another reading. So those are things I might do, but I won't change the course in any way that will make it harder for you to complete. Scheduling meetings. So I use Calendly to manage all of my appointments. It creates a neat little clearinghouse for me, so I keep track of all my appointments. It also prevents me double booking myself. So I provided a link on Moodle to help you make a Calendly appointment with me. You click on the link, it directs you to my calendar, and you just schedule yourself an appointment with me. In general, I think 15-minute meetings should be the norm. But if you think you need longer, that's okay too. You can also always email me for an appointment. So if making an appointment online doesn't work for you, just email me and we'll make an appointment together. Most meetings, I prefer to use Microsoft Teams to handle meetings. If you have a reason why Microsoft Teams is not accessible to you and you need to use Zoom or a different way of meeting with me, let me know. Phone meetings are definitely possible. I may be able to make in-person meetings with you. If I do, it will have to be Monday, Tuesday, and some Fridays. Please schedule meetings with me regularly to check on your work. I want you to get help if you need help, and I want you to get regular feedback on your work and avoid surprises. So, like, you may have a project topic in mind that you don't run by me, and then you turn in a feasibility assessment of your topic, and I have to say, no, that's not going to work. If you schedule a meeting with me to discuss your topic, you'll avoid that surprise. I also just want to tell you, I want to end this video by telling you a little bit about me. I feel like it's good for us to get to know each other and connect as individuals as much as is feasible. So I hope you'll tell me a little bit about you during our meetings together. This is who I am as a person. I'm an assistant professor of sociology here at Birmingham-Southern. I've been here for about 3 years now, since 2017. It's been a lot of fun. This is my favorite job that I've ever had, and the reason I love it so much, I love my colleagues, but I especially love BSc students. Y'all are just my favorite people. I got my undergraduate degree from Agnes Scott College, which is a small liberal arts college in Georgia. I got my PhD in sociology from Georgia State University. My specialization, which is the area that I researched to get my PhD, is sociology of health and illness, especially sociology of mental health. So I focus a lot on mental health and mental illness, especially how stress affects mood. I also research race and ethnic inequality and economic inequality. So I teach in the poverty studies department as well as sociology, and I teach race and ethnic relations and economic inequality here. So those are my favorite things to learn about, to teach, to do. Some things you should know about me as a teacher. I'm very student-focused and interpersonal. So I really hope you'll participate in discussion and schedule meetings with me because I talk things through better than I write them. So that's why I'm doing video lectures instead of just posting PowerPoints. I'll also often use audio feedback to grade your lab assignments or your annotated bibliography or your literature review. Moodle actually allows me to record 3 minutes of audio. So sometimes I will talk through your paper with you instead of writing a comment. So be on the lookout for that. I'm a very verbal, auditory learner and much less visual. I am committed to meeting you where you are and helping you develop your strengths and overcome challenges. So we're learning some very diverse skills in this class. We're going to be doing survey research, interview research, and content analysis research specifically. And those are very different skill sets. Some of us are going to have a really easy time with all of those tasks, and some of us are going to struggle with one or more of those tasks. And I'm really excited about helping you thrive where you're already strong and helping you develop new skills that you may not have learned yet. We're going to hit some road bumps. We're going to, have some challenges, and we're going to get through those challenges together. I am incredibly friendly, and I love to hear from students. I like to be really serious on syllabus day because I feel like it's my one shot at being kind of firm with you. But in real life, I'm an incredibly friendly and approachable person. I love to hear from students. I love to work one-on-one with students. Getting emails from you makes my heart sing. It may take me up to 24 hours to respond to an email. So if you need an urgent reply, please mark it urgent. And I will do my best to respond right away. I want to be as responsive to you as possible, but please bear in mind that I have about 36 students right now, and all of you want me to be as responsive as possible. So I kind of try to triage things the best I can, but please don't be discouraged. Please reach out to me. I would love to talk to you, and I really hope you'll schedule meetings with me. That's all I have to say about myself. And about this class. I really look forward to hearing your comments on this lecture in the discussion forum. I will respond to your questions at the beginning of the next lecture video. And that's going to be my habit. If you ask me questions in one lecture's discussion forum, I will read those thoroughly and address those questions either with you personally if it's an individual question, in the discussion forum if I think it's something everyone can learn from, and or at the beginning of the next recorded lecture if I think it's relevant to the material. So I'll handle it in different ways, but I promise to answer your questions. Please post a comment or a question by 5 o'clock on Tuesday. The 25th, Tuesday the 25th, by 5 p.m. Central, and I will respond as quickly as possible. In the meantime, if you want to email me or schedule a meeting, I'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much.